interest rates, are sort of down. Markets is really bad in a way that there's no transactions happening.
All right, Kasey, we're back. And last time we were talking about you reinventing yourself and what you're doing moving forward. But before we dive into that, I want to touch on where the market was, some of the mistakes that you saw people doing, and what's kind of next for you. And are there good opportunities that you're seeing out there right now? And if somebody was listening and they want to get into real estate market, is now a good time. So what were the mistakes that you saw people doing? Because, you were on a lot of different podcasts, you were growing as well too. I mean, you can even touch on some of the mistakes that you made. I think that's always good to hear the mistakes that you made. Okay.
So let's go back to the market. 2020, we're talking about the COVID area. That era was, it's like, remember the prices, they just went sky high, and everybody seemed to be making money. Right? During COVID, 2020.
Everybody was.
And then boom, interest rates. So that's from 2020 to 2022-ish. Then it went up, and then it sort of came down. There was like deals were really squeezed from 2022 to 2024. Not much deals. People were sort of bought too much at too high of a cost. Right? So right now, 2026 now, we're in a market where interest rates, are sort of down. Markets is really bad in a way that there's no transactions happening. Rental rates has come down significantly
and
right now.
I think consistently, if I recall correctly, I think it's like 18 months or 19 months of downward trend. And it'll probably continue. With the amount of inventory coming to market, condos and purpose-built apartments.
That's right. So the market has shifted in a way that the government basically stopped all the immigration. So immigration is not coming in. People are not moving in. Businesses are shaky because you don't have that stability in the market. Trump is doing tariffs. We're in a war right now with Iran. It's really shaky now. So what are you doing? What you guys do? You're listening to a lot of external factors, which is fine, but that shouldn't change your internal financial aspects of, is this the right time to buy? Whenever you talk about, is it right time to buy? It's more internal. Okay. You never get the perfect market. You never get, it's COVID time. Prices are rising and everybody is at a frenzy to buy. And it seems like, the sky's the limit. Then you have this time where,
I like that. That is a good way to look at it. That is internal.
Yeah. You have to look internally. So you never always get a 5-year window, a 10-year, like you never have, like, how long did you want to wait? Right, Kerry? Like, I'm going to wait until I'm 10 years from now when the market is stabilized, or 5 years. And how long can you wait? How many, like 20, 30 years?
It's such a good point. Because when I started investing in 2008, it wasn't like I was waiting to say, I'm going to do it in 2008. I just made a decision of like, this is the right time for me.
That's right.
Not so much the right time in the market. It was like, this makes sense. I'm moving forward because the way that I'm moving in life and the income that I'm making at my job is not going to get me to where I need to get to, period. That was it.
So you capped out on your income at work or whatever. It's like, that you're not going to be CEO of a bank. Okay. I'm not going to be a CEO of a bank. So what can I do to offset that? Do that on a side hustles, or what can I do to invest in a property to create that income? Because right now, life has really changed, right? I'll step back. We used to have one income source. Daddy or mommy, like dad would work, mommy would stay at home. After the war, we need more income. Boom, mom and dad worked, like dual income. And then prices start to increase. more income, more taxes for the government, more income for everybody. Now it seems like we need 2.5 jobs. We need 3 jobs now. You need to go to work and you need to drive an Uber, right?
So why is that?
Because everything is more expensive. The government really kind of screw things up in a way that you're just printing more money, making it harder for people in a way that now things are more expensive, but your salary hasn't increased. So you have to control what you can control. So that means you have to have that second source of income.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't understand inflation properly.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't understand what printing of money actually does. They don't understand fiat currency, you know, and true money.
Yep. But we can't solve that. The government has to. We elect. You go and vote, and you elect your constituents. But the problem here is that, yes, I can gripe, I can do whatever, but I can't control that. So how can I control it? So I have to invest wisely. I have to make sure that my investment is done properly. So I told you sort of before these cameras is that, yeah, I'm doing something different. So I'm kind of reinventing. So that segue of, hey, I'm always going to have properties. I'm always going to have multifamily. I'm going to hold those and just cash flow those. But something came onto my desk is that, hey, there's a business, like you can buy businesses. I was like, yo, what is this? And it's actually, the multiple seems to be better than real estate, which I had no idea of. It's almost like you are Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. So you're buying at specific multiples. That's a different segment that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But you're buying cash flow, right? Just like a multifamily.
So that's where you think people made the mistake, because during 2020 to 2022, they were speculating and they weren't buying for true cash flow, or they were running their numbers at an interest rate that was low. And not even forecasting, well, what if these interest rates go up to 3%? Or what if they go to 4%? Does it still perform?
Right. Okay. I can really quickly talk about analyzing a multifamily.
Good. Let's do that.
Okay. People don't analyze enough. One mistake. They're not, there's a person that reached out to me right off the bat. I go, yo, this is a bad investment. Drop it. I can't. Why? Oh, I have the inspector, the engineer, the professional engineer, the plumbers, the electricians, all like next week, Tuesday. I'm like, what are you doing? The first page I can even see it doesn't work. Sometimes, Gary, like you have experience as well, right? It's like you can see something that doesn't work, right? Mine is specifically multifamily. It was a 12-plex in Hamilton. I can tell right off the bat it doesn't work. I told this gentleman, I go, yo, drop it. But he's all in it. He didn't do any kind of coaching or anything like that, or he didn't ask enough people, right? You have to ask enough people, get people around you to advise you correctly, and you have to look at the right number of properties, because you can't compare one property if you have nothing to compare against.
Yeah.
I'm eating a hamburger and you say it's amazing. Well, it's just a bun and a meat.
Here's the issue though, Kasey, was that some of these people, and a lot of them did get coaches. A lot of them did get coaches. Yeah. All right. So, let's talk about that, because the biggest issue is it the right coach?
Yes.
And how long have they been in the game for?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the right coach and the right people that have the right experience is hard to find.
Yeah.
So you have those, like, I don't want to say the names out there, right?
Yeah. We'll keep the names to ourselves. We know who some of these names are, right?
Yeah. There's some people that they're coaching them. It's like, you're paying what, $30,000 or $40,000, and they're not giving you the true analysis of how to analyze a property. Right off the bat, I'll say right now, that 12-plex was not a good investment because unit mix. When I looked at it, there's another gentleman that actually tried to sell me a 20 or 40 unit building downtown Toronto. And I flat off said, you know what? I'm not interested. And he never sent me anything else, just that one property. Okay. And this other person, I said the unit mix is not good. Why? Because they're all one bedrooms. One bedrooms at $220,000 or $240,000. Again, no, I'll turn it down right away. I know right off the bat. And he goes, I didn't tell him till he was really deep into it. He already paid $11,000, right? But just a simple thing like that. But then, are you analyzing properly? As in, did you make like ghost ads? Did you put some ads out there? Do you know what the market rent? Did you take a look at the property? Is there any kind of deferred maintenance that's going to fluctuate and make that that price even higher. Let's say you're buying at 2.5. Well, you have $300,000 in deferred maintenance, right? Or let's say it is worth 2.5 million. So it's worth 2.5 million, and he's already done all the work. The current owner, he did all the work, but there's no value in it. It's not a value add, right? So his rents are $1,700 or $1,600, whatever that one bedroom is. And you buy it for $250,000. So there's no upside, right? So you have to, when you analyze a property, it's so important to analyze enough and have the right people to help you. So when you don't, you didn't maximize. You basically did not maximize your money, as in you didn't find the right property, and you're not buying the right property to maximize it, right? You either bought it and there's no upside on that property. So whenever I buy a property, there's a few things that you can look at. Is it a value add? Am I putting value? Am I renovating it to drive the rents up? Am I buying it? So that means I'm buying at a low price, as in the rents are low. Your cap rates are decent. It's high enough. So am I buying it at a good cap rate with a value add? Or if I bought, let's say my student building is at, hey, it's not a value add, but my expenses are low. So it's so I can analyze it, go through all the numbers, but my expense ratio is so low. It's at 20%. Usually when you buy a property, the expense ratio could be about 50 to 60% of your revenue, right? I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm going to lose you guys, but you have to get the right people. So bottom line, something to take away from what we're saying is that do you have the right people behind you that's helping you analyze a proper property correctly? Are you looking at enough so you can compare? Did you look at 300 and walk through about 100 and then know what's good and what's bad? The fine details are in the numbers and in the property, because you're going back and forth. I looked at numbers, it looks good. I go to the property, I inspect it. Now I redo my numbers because now I found out so on and so forth. Did I put a ghost ad out there so I can see the tenant profile? Did I sit on a Friday night, or because I've done this, on a Friday night and a Saturday night to see the traffic at that building, because it's on a major intersection? And hey, if I want to deal with drugs and prostitution, that's what I'm getting into.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. So you go hang out there at night, see who's coming into the building, who are their friends, what's happening, are they loitering? Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
I walked the building at Friday at 10 o'clock. There's a big house party. It's like boom, boom, boom. I like my music too, right? Like we both listen to rap music, right? I like my hip hop and my rap, right? But do you have that on a Friday and Saturday night and you see constant traffic? Sometimes you see a traffic where it's a quick traffic. You know what I'm talking about? In the window, boom, boom. It's like, oh shoot, what is going on? Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot.
A lot. Yeah. Now, what if somebody right now is in a difficult situation? They got themselves in a situation in 2020 or 2021 during the peak. And now they have a property, whether it be a 2-unit, a 3-unit, or multifamily, whatever it may be. They didn't analyze it properly. Maybe they got wrong coaching. What do they do right now if they're in that financial difficult situation? You
have to look at your numbers, go back, analyze it, see if it's a dog that you sell or you keep, because it could be a star. Okay. See, do your pro forma. Okay. Or underwrite it again, because that's what you're going to have to do. So you bought it 2020, now it's 2026. What's the outlook for this? What are the rents like? Okay. What can I sell for in 2 years, 4 years, or 6 years out? So going back, you have to have a fresh eye. Yeah, you bought it 2020. It's a triplex. The value has gone down. It's 2026 now. What are the rents like? Can I hold it? Do I have to feed it? So get all the emotions out. Some people, that gentleman is probably still in that deal. I didn't talk to him yet. But you have to take your emotions out. Take a look at the deal. Did you put enough? Is it a good property to hold for the next 5 years? Right? Can you stabilize it? Because let's say you bought it triplex 2020, and whatever value it is, let's say it's at 800,000, valued at 700 now, and your rents are really low, and you're making negative cash flow. Can I continue to eat while feeding? Can I continue to make those payments, right? While I have 2 mouths to feed or 4 mouths to feed, right? So you have to analyze that property specifically. Say, yo, dude, can I really do that?
And this is where now you really have to do that deep analysis on that property.
Yep.
And where is the market realistically going to be in 3 years, 4 years? And if you're negative cash flow, X amount every month, can you hold it for that long?
Yeah.
And the question comes down to, do you amputate the foot or do you amputate the leg maybe 3 years from now?
Yeah.
But you have to properly analyze that property. And if you can't do it on your own, then you have to get somebody who's in the game, who's a professional. They've been in it for a long time, can take a look at it like yourself and saying, get rid of this thing. Or, oh, you missed the opportunities here. Do this, this, and this, and you can turn this property around.
That's right.
Yeah.
So look for the people that has done it, who has some experience, because they're gonna bring you to an area. They're gonna navigate all of those potholes, those cracks in the road, or things that they have seen. Yep. You're not gonna see things that you haven't done before. Right. So yes, like that gentleman, I go, I can coach you. I don't have to, charge you a 1 year. I can charge you just like 1 hour of my time. If I can just tell you that the unit mix is bad, right? He would have saved $11,000 or $10,500, because I'll charge out $500 for just that 1 hour. And I'll say, bang, dude, your unit mix is terrible. I can tell you right now, there was a 3-bedroom in the basement that was a bowling alley or something right beside a hospital, because there's so many hospitals in Hamilton. I said, yo, dude, don't use this, man. Don't use because the agent just gave him all the information. But I can right off the bat tell him, yo, dude, don't do this. Right? I don't know if he's probably still in it, but yes, get your experienced coaches or somebody that can help you.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. So important. I mean, and listen, and it's something that I'm doing right now. I would say on a weekly basis, where I'm sitting down with investors who call me. I just did it last night, where I will sit down and analyze their deal.
Yeah,
and I'm a real estate agent. My goal is not to just say, oh, you just sell the property. No, that's not what I'm there for. I'm there for mentoring. I'm there for coach. Yeah. And if I think it makes sense, and most of the time, if I think it makes sense, I am actually telling you to stay into the property. I mean, here's what you need to do so you can turn it around.
Right.
But if I think it doesn't make sense, like if there's no value add in a condo, which a lot of people went out and bought condos, there's nothing you can do. And if you're bleeding $1,500 a month and you're hoping this market is going to turn around in 2 years, listen, I don't see it. Is it going to turn around in 3 years? I don't see it. Will it eventually turn around? Yes. But can you hold it for 5 to 7 years?
Yeah.
That's the question you have to ask yourself, right? But if you have a property and it's a single family home, you get a side entrance, hey, you can do something there.
That's right.
Or hey, maybe you can do a garden suite in the back, right? So there are things that you can do, and there is financing that can be provided to you so that you can get that property to a better position.
Yeah. So exactly. Like reach out, like, oh, Gary, like he knows about this. So if I was in that situation, just buying a condo, actually one of my kids' parent just bought a condo, literally just yesterday, or a couple of days ago or something like that. And I was like, over the weekend, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And then I showed him what we do. Like I never showed him because he never asked, right? Remember I said, I don't push my agenda on people. Like he never asked, so I don't say it.
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, oh, you do multifamily. I go, yeah, well, you never asked. Yeah. So he bought a condo already. He's already in it. Right. So again, if people are willing to just be open and ask, right? There are people out there that will sort of help you navigate, right? Yes, you don't have to buy that negative cash flowing condo, right? There's other avenues. There's other investment styles that you can use.
Yeah. Now, are you still doing any kind of coaching? I know you were at...
Yeah.
Okay.
So it ranges anywhere from a yearly basis, right? To actually, like I'm going, I think, beginning of May to help one of my mentees to buy a property.
Okay.
Yes, I understand that, he didn't have the right coaching at the beginning. He actually didn't have a coach. So he just bought some properties and hopefully, it does well. And Jed and I were like, why'd you buy this? He goes, well, the agent said it was good. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not bashing agents.
But no. But look,
that's what they know.
It depends on the agent's experience that space, in that realm, for sure. And I say it all the time, like when we do our property tours or if we're doing a class, I'm like, look, I get it that your aunt is a realtor or your mom is a realtor, but does she understand the real estate investing game?
Yeah.
Does she understand the floodplains and the conservation authorities? And if you can put a second unit in this property, is it close to a river? How wide does the driveway need to be? What about the lot size? What's the height in the bit? There's just so many moving pieces that if you don't know because that's not your game,
Yeah.
then you got to find a real estate agent who understands that world. It's a very different world.
It's completely different. And they always go to the people that they know because, their family member, their friends, right? It's like, no, that's the worst.
Yeah.
And when we were talking, it's like, okay, well, those are quite, not the best investment, right? So we showed them, this is what you should be doing.
Yep.
And then we just walk people through it, right? And then we try to charge on an hourly basis. I figured that if I can help this guy, but he already spent $11,000, like if he spent $500, just reach out and say, hey, Kasey, what do you think about this, right? I get, honestly, at the get-go, unit mix is not good, or the price per unit is not good, or even I do know some locations in Hamilton or KWC. I was like, okay, well, this is decent, this is not. This is good and this is bad, right? What's when you look at a property, you can almost tell at the get-go on that first page what's good and bad. And a lot of the agents, they don't give you enough information, or they don't do enough comparables, right? So you have to do it yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. They're just trying to sell this property. They don't know it, right? But you, as the investor who's holding it for 10 years, you should do your due diligence.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you're reinventing yourself. I think, in the first part of our conversation, you talked about still doing multifamily, but doing it in your own personal name, right? But also, too, potentially maybe even getting into buying a business.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So reinventing myself just means I'm just going to buy my own multifamily in my own, personally. I just want to own it myself and just answer myself. And then something came on my desk. It was like, okay, well, this gentleman's retiring and he wants to, sell his business. I go, oh, I never did that before. I have a business background. I have a commerce from U of T. Doesn't mean anything. Anybody can do it. So Jed and I were like, this person wants to sell a business. I'm like, okay, what is it? And okay, so our criteria is this, very simple. Even in real estate, a business for us is that I'm not working. I'm only working Monday to Fridays, 9 to 5. I don't want any weekends or evenings because that's for my family. The multiples has to be a certain amount. I want revenue top line over $1 million, around $1 million. I want to be able to spend or invest or put that cash outlay a certain multiple of their retained earnings or their let's say the sellers, they call it sellers equity or earnings.
Yep.
Okay. A multiple of that. Let's say they earn 200,000 times 3, 600,000. Oh, I'll buy a building or a business for 600,000 and I'm not going to put in 600,000. I'm going to put a multiple of that or a percentage of that, excuse me. And how much is the bank willing to finance? And the bank is willing to finance quite a bit. I had no idea, Gary. I was like, I honestly thought real estate was the best. I was like, hey, businesses are pretty good too, because they've been in business for the last 40 years. They've been earning in the last 10 years around $1 million revenue. And it's a stable business. This business only sells to other businesses and is needed. And it seems like businesses are coming back to the US and Canada. It sells both to Canada and US, but mostly US. And I want to earn some US dollars because my daughter's going to the States.
Now, can you share what business it is, or can you share the sector? Not even the sector. Nothing.
I can't say, but
fair enough.
It's a business. What we try to look for is a business that sells something to other businesses that is needed in, let's say, manufacturing. Okay. It could be like automotive. It could be aerospace. It could be making a certain thing for whatever.
Right.
So it's needed. Right.
So you're really kind of taking a page out of Shark Tank.
Is it?
Looking at a business, analyzing it, and making sure you know how to analyze it. Yeah. Now, are you doing this on your own? Are you getting a coach?
I'm getting a coach.
There you go.
Like,
beautiful.
What? I'm not going to get a coach. I don't know this. I don't know how to kick a ball. Yeah. Right. Hey, coach, show me how to kick a ball. Right? Oh, okay. I spend $100 on specific coaching. Oh, this is how you kick the ball. Okay, now I know how to do it. Right? You go into a game that you have you don't know the rules. Right? I'm stepping to somebody else's arena, and I don't know the rules. Dude, I need a coach. Right? We're paying for a coach. We're paying for somebody, paying for a coach, paying for an accountant specifically for this area, analyzing the business properly, and does it make, for me, remember the criteria, $1 million or, I didn't buy the business yet. revenue, top line over $1 million or around $1 million. Does it make, who does it sell to? Okay. I don't want to work on a Friday night, 10 o'clock. I'm out with the boys or whatever. I don't go out with the boys, but like I'm watching a Raptors game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get a call. No, I don't want that. So hands off. This is what I'm going to be doing. And how much time do I need to stabilize this business? Right? Is it going to be a year? Is that owner going to help? Do I tie that owner in with the revenue? If it drops, he gets less. If it goes up, he gets more.
Right.
So there's so many things I can tie, like not tie, but you want that incentivize this person, right? Who's selling the business. Like he wants to train me. Oh, wow. Oh, in sales. Okay. I only have to work 10 hours, 20 hours. That's good. Right. I'll do it.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So that's you reinventing yourself. So 2 streams, multifamily, purchasing businesses.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So listen, we're getting kind of close to the end here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a question. Best day that you ever had, worst day you've ever had. And how did you overcome that worst day? So best day first.
Okay. I'm pretty even keel. Okay. I don't get too high or too low. Okay. I don't want to avoid your question. Okay. But in anything we do, there's going to be a bad day after that good day. Mm-hmm. After that good day, after a good day, there will be a bad day. Every bad day, there's going to be a good day. Mm-hmm. Okay. So do not look at it that way. Sorry for not answering your question. Mm-hmm. Do not get too high. Do not get too low. Okay. Analyze things properly in your life and in business and with your family.
So kind of stay within a certain range.
Yeah. Stay within a range. Okay. You made whatever commission on real estate. Hey, you may not eat the next month, right? We're in a good run for the last 2 years, 3 years. In real estate, you guys eat what you kill in a way. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah.
Eat what you kill. Okay. I'm not in that space, but I know that I will not get too high. I will not get too low.
Okay.
Be stable in everything you do. Don't get too emotional on things. Okay. And when we leave, we don't bring anything back. Right. We don't bring anything with us.
Right.
Okay. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's a good. So that's the answer, right?
That's my answer.
I like it. Right. Yeah. It's enjoy the journey. Learn from any of the mistakes that you make and enjoy the good things that come in life.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Any last piece of advice that you want to share before we kind of end it off? If somebody's listening to this and they like your story and maybe they want to reach out to you and you maybe had a tip that maybe one of your mentors or coach taught you that you're like, this is something that I stick with for the rest of my life.
We're an animal that has to live with the environment. We have to change. We have to adapt. Okay. So if the game changes, you change with it. If the environment calls for rain, get an umbrella. You have to change with the times, right? Good or bad, things will change. Don't get too high, don't get too low, right? So the game is that you have to adapt.
Yeah, I love that. That's something that I share with my kids. I share with any of my agents that are on my team or any of the agents in the brokerage is pivot and adapt.
Yeah.
Pivot and adapt. That is the name of the game that I've been playing since I got into this entrepreneur world is pivot and adapt. And I think that's a great way to kind of end the show. So Kasey, thank you very much for your time. If anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that? Probably Instagram, Kasey_Wong at apartments. Apartment. So you can find me there. Yeah, don't worry. We'll put your contact in the show notes. Okay. All right. Awesome. Kasey, appreciate your time, brother. Thanks a lot. Okay, we'll do this again. Thanks. All right. Take care.